Which brings us to the stories tonight. What is on tonight, which is November 23rd?
Is that Two Women tonight?
Yeah, Two Women.
Two Women, and this is a 1960 movie, Italian movie, directed by Vittorio De Sica, and starring Sophia Loren. And this is kind of a late Italian neo-realism movie. After World War II, the cinematic world was stunned by movies out of Italy which kind of a more neo-realism, the new realism. They weren't melodramatic and all that. They got into some questions of life. And I got to say, when you watch these as a kid, as I did, they were as boring as can be, because it was all what was going on in the character's head or not. That's not quite what happens in Two Women. Two Women is about World War II. It's about displacement. Sophia Loren, though she's only 26, and they wanted her to play the daughter in the movie. She plays the mother, so it's about her and her 12-year-old daughter, which if you do the math, that means the Sophia Loren character had a daughter at a very young age. And they're, first they leave Rome to go to a village to get away from the Nazis, then they go back to Rome after the war, and I will tell your viewers there is a gang rape scene in this movie, which I don't think will shock anybody today, but when this movie came out, this was something. I mean, this is what they warned you about before you went to see the movie. There is a gang. They didn't use the term gang rape then, but there is a rape. And
what year was this?
This was 1960.
Okay. So, same year as Psycho.
Same year as Psycho.
And something equally shocking.
Yep.
Rape and murder is about as shocking as you can get.
Well, watching Janet Leigh stabbed to death in the shower is probably as shocking as watching a gang of Moroccans rape a young mother and the daughter.
Oh.
So anyway, I mean, just be aware. This is what got Sophia Loren an Oscar, and it got her a whole bunch of other things. And people think this was the breakthrough role for her, but it was not. She was well on her way to being a star in Hollywood. This movie was made in Italy. She began in Italy in her teens, working her way up. She had bit parts and then better parts. By the time she made this movie, she had already starred with Cary Grant. I made a list here. Cary Grant, Frank Sinatra, John Wayne, and Alvin Ladd, all in Hollywood movies, and some of them big-budget Hollywood movies. And actually, the Gable one was a movie filmed in Naples. And so she was well on her way, and this was kind of a role she had to fight for, and then she had to fight to get the mother's role because she saw that as the plum. So this was not her breakthrough movie in terms of popularity. This was her breakthrough movie in terms of being a more serious actress. And then she's been a star ever since, and she's still with us. And she's well in her. Let's see, I don't think she's 80 yet. I think she's 78. And but she still looks, for 78, she looks great. Well, she looks great for almost any age. And just so, after that, this elevated her from being an actress to becoming a respected actress, and on her way to being a legend, because she's been a star now for 50 years. I guess she doesn't do much acting now, but she was acting well into her 60s and all that. So, yeah.
And one would think that a Robert Zemeckis or any major film director would want Sophia Loren even to do a minor part in a movie, just because of her star persona.
Yeah, she tends. I mean, and not just because she's beautiful, but when she enters a scene, all eyes tend to go on her. So you have to be careful because she can steal a scene that she has no business stealing. But she was very good in this movie and all that. And you'll see a young Jean-Paul Belmondo, who again is still with us. He's also about 80 now, in his 80s. No, he's not quite 80 yet. And he has a smaller role in this as a partisan who the Nazis eliminate. And I don't think anybody else in the movie will probably be known to a typical American watcher. They're not known to me, but this is an important movie. It's I think of it as the end of Italian neo-realism, but to call it it's not really from that school, but it's obviously derived from that school. and you see Sophia Loren at her height. So that's the movie tonight.
Tonight on November 23rd, 2012, 9 p.m. on WinCam, on Verizon and Comcast.